Welcome or welcome back on Profumi di Nicchia, and welcome at this special episode. We are with Larissa and Brieuc from Ānti, and today we will understand better one of the brands that has been launched last year, and if this brand deserve a special spot in the industry of niche perfumery.
Oh my God.
Do you think so, or?
Of course I think so. I'm sure.
Not.
Okay, we have different opinions here, so
Yeah.
let's investigate if this brand has something to tell more than all the others 18,000 brands we have in this industry. Why we should love, or we should buy, or we should discover Ānti. And what does it mean, Ānti?
So yeah, Ānti actually was the name of a first perfume known in human history.
Okay.
So it was made in ancient Egypt.
Okay.
It was a mix of the myrrh and incense, which was worn by the pharaohs on their special rituals. And so yeah, while with Brieuc we were looking for the name for the brand, you found this name in this book of Yannick Le Guerrer, which is a historian of perfumes in France. It's quite renewed. And yeah, so we saw this name with signification of Ānti, and we thought we have it.
Yeah, because Ānti means sweat of the gods in ancient Egyptian.
Yeah.
So both the sweat of the god and the first fragrance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole brand is conceived as we call it, time travel in a bottle,
Okay.
or also olfactory archeology. So it's like those things where we revive forgotten fragrance with a modern twist.
Is something that you created by yourself? Is it one of your idea?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
100%.
100%.
With this DNA, what Ānti can offer more than all the others brand?
Like, for once, do you want me to be a bit mean?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
because no,
You're
like
a perfumer archaeologist, so you have to
yeah,
be
no,
mean.
but there is this thing with Larissa. When we started working on Ānti, we watched other founders talking about their personal childhood experience, and we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, we
Also
don't.
because many times are absolutely fake.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
There was like, yeah, I had this walk on a volcano with my uncle, and you're like, why should we
Yeah.
care? And
And so we thought
It's dangerous. Don't want to flee.
it's like,
you can burn.
Yeah.
So first of all.
and so we're like, okay, but like history is like something that links us all as humanity, all those cultures, all those different eras, and we are now today a mix of all those influence, and so that's the red thread that ties us all. And so I'm saying like, okay, this is actually interesting, like universally, not like our little grandfather walks through the forest.
So basically, increasing the possibility to comprehend the story, to understand the story behind the fragrances.
Yeah.
And yeah, actually, when you smell our perfumes and you read the story, it really makes sense. It's what the feedback that we have from all the clients, I think.
Yeah, and we had this idea of readability also in the
Yeah.
way we work, because sometimes in fragrance you have those. It's not a bad thing, like it's but the fragrances are really like blended, and you have like those woody base, those floral hearts, and then you have the fruity top note or anything, and in the end it smells like a perfume, and it can be very beautiful and stuff. But then when you're not a trained nose, which is actually pretty rare in the world, like you can't really pick up any notes. And we had this thing with Ānti when we want to stay also a bit like kind of brutalist. When we say like it's rose and olive oil, you can actually pick them both. So we had a sort of simplicity in the writing of our fragrance.
I know that you don't like football, but one of my
Look at him.
yeah. No, he doesn't like football. Do you
I
like
mean-
football?
It's getting annoying.
No. It's just an example, because in football say that it's easy to play football, but it's very complicated to play an easy football.
Oh yeah.
It means that it's easy to make a fragrance, but to make a fragrance that it's easy to be comprehended or be understood, it's very complicated.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that in your brand, you have like 3 different, maybe 4 different levels of comprehension. This is like a Milan scent.
Milan.
And
Thank you, Milan.
I always think that also the choice of some particular perfumers is already delivering a message that is coherent with what you wanted to create. So something that's easy to understand, it's an emotion, and so you work with Sidonie Lancesseur
Yeah.
and Marc-Antoine Corticasso,
And Karine Van Schonspenner.
which are 3 perfumers which has or a a very undefined style, like Sidonie,
Yeah.
they're 100% crazy, like Marc Antoine,
Yeah.
which I talk about them because I know them personally. So
Yeah.
when I discovered the brand, I was very satisfied by the originality, and what you said is weird things combined together, delivered in an immediate way. And then I thought this is a young brand, and I mean, it's a brand done by people which are young, and I think that I don't know how old are you, but I think
It's Botox, but we're not that young.
okay,
Yeah.
so
No.
actually you are 80 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm 50. I'm turning 55 next week.
Okay. And the fact that also on the naming, also on the packaging, also on the communication, I think you deliver this message of not youth, because it's not youth, it's a new way.
Freshness.
Freshness, exactly, because
But you have to when you're talking about like something 4,000 years ago. Like if you don't bring a bit of freshness, it's just get like dusty museum shit. So you have to
but
like.
it's not only that, it's also in the way you are talking about, in the way you are presenting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have this kind of humor also we would want to
Yeah.
add, I think, like, for example, when we do like briefings for our perfumers, we say things like, oh, this perfume I want to smell like armpits of Timothée Chalamet and Call Me By Your Name, you know. And so it's our brief.
And Marc-Antoine did it.
And Marc-Antoine did it very well.
And I think that he was very
He knows
happy.
what he was talking about, you know.
And no, he's not smelling like Bleu de Chanel.
No.
That's fake news.
By the way, I imagine you ask this to Marc-Antoine, and Marc-Antoine say, okay, I want to smell Timothée Chalamet. Let's go smell
Yeah.
his armpit.
Yeah, he told me actually he was smelling like armpits of his friends or something.
No, but actually, Alexi, his assistant, perfumer, and they work together all the time. And he was like smelling his boyfriend's armpits and trying like, "Why are you doing this?" Like, it's work.
but
Just for work.
by the way, you know very well Luli. Luli was my first teacher.
Yeah.
And the first time I did my training, one of the first raw material I smelled was cumin.
Okay.
Talking about armpit.
There is a mix in the creative process. Like first, we deep dive into where did it all started. So then we start with ancient Egypt. Then we went to see all the milestones of perfumery. And so at the beginning, when we start working on it with Larissa, we had like, I don't know, like maybe 20 dates with 20 ideas. Some of them, of course, didn't work out because you have to make choice. It's also how we work. Like basically, I put on a lot of research and ideas on the table and stories with it. And Larissa is like a sort of curator of it. And she's saying no. And
yeah, I'm a no girl. He's a yes boy, you know, towards like that.
That's how it's this duo works.
So actually, there were like 2,000 briefs.
Is it working
for 7
even,
fragrances?
like-
No, yeah, because
And so
some of them were a bit too crazy. So
yeah. So we have those big milestones, and then we had to construct also the line because we have 7 perfumes. So we had to construct it as a sort of cohesive range. And so we had also we have, for example, ancient Egypt, ancient Rome. We had Italian Rinascimento. We had like the 50s in London, and we had those things. And then we were like, okay, in the range, we're lacking something green and fresh. We're also lacking a fruity, edible gourmand. And then we started to work a bit backwards. And so sometimes, like for example, for Nashi, we went from the Nashi idea to like, okay, let's work on what was Nashi. And doing this research, we found out like, okay, there was this ruins in Japan when they found Nashi seeds. And they did the excavation in 1947 and blah, blah, blah. And then we start digging, and we're like, okay, it's from the Yayoi period when they start cultivating rice in rice paddies. It's the beginning of agriculture. So we're like, okay, Nashi with rice. And then like those ruins were in Inoki. And then we're like, okay, we have our structure. And then we worked like while building those blocks while doing research. And sometimes it's the opposite. When we do research and we ended up on the recipe of a perfume of ancient Rome. And then it's like olive oil and rose, Turkish rose. And we're like, okay, we have it. And on the paper, it's not working, olive oil and rose. And then you give it to Sidonie. And then she's like, of course it works. And yeah, that's the magic. And that's the magic of perfumery. And
And coming back to Milan Scent, he said one of the best compliments we'd receive, which is that Ānti is the son of Diptyque and Parfum d'Empire.
yeah.
And I want to know, first of all, how much did you pay him to say this? And
Really? Nothing.
and second, what do you think about this statement?
I think
Are you happy or not?
It's of
yeah,
course.
I mean, we're very
It's just
honored
like-
to have this kind of mark, I think, and we love Parfum d'Empire.
Yeah, for us, it's one of the best perfumer out there.
Yeah,
Like
it's
there's
one of
many.
the most
I mean, we
talented,
love,
yeah,
but
for sure.
he's
There are
such
many.
like he has his artistic vision. He's uncompromising also. Like he takes risks, and at the same time you have Diptyque on the other side that is also a crowd pleaser, and also they have those perfumes that are not beast mode perfume and are
Yes.
actually intelligent and well made, and that still appeal to a large group of people. And of course we're small, of course we're niche, but this is also like the goal we have in mind from the start is
Yeah.
also to, of course it will take times. Like Diptyque is a very old house, but
It's probably one of the biggest in the market.
Yeah.
and but we also have this ambition. Of course, it will be built over years, but to also reach this level of universality. I don't know how to say, but to appeal to very different people, different age, different gender, different cultural background, and so yeah. So no, it's very cool. Like it's a very nice compliment.
It's a great compliment, but also because it's not something that you taken for granted today. In the last years, what you have noticed probably more than me, many brands are just investing on performance, investing on huge sillage, long lastingness, because social media are basically pushing this aspect of fragrance. I'm very critical about this.
Also a tendency, I think, that will probably.
Yeah,
I
but
hope
it's not only
go
social
down.
media; it's also like even the boutiques and the distributors, and we had feedbacks sometimes on perfumes that, for example, Nashitoro, it's a skin scent, and it's something.
not
Yeah.
at all a skin scent, but
No, but it's something subtle, and
Yeah.
it's the way we love it, and also it's inspired by Japan when the perfume culture is very discreet, and so
it's
that's-
coherent, and that's
Yeah.
why I appreciate immediately your brand, because you're not trying to follow the customer. You just want to, okay, that's me. You like it or you don't like, and that's for me the main value of this market, because only in this way you can deliver originality.
Yeah.
And on the other side, if you are imprisoned by the performance you have to give to a fragrance, you cannot do many things.
yeah, you're
Like, you
depriving
don't- you
yourself
can't
of a
work
lot
with
of
some
ingredients. Yeah.
You
Of
are
course.
destroying evolution. You are destroying originality.
Yeah.
It's very sad. And
Yeah. You need to propose something new, I think. I mean, if you already decided to make your brand, I mean, for me and for us to copy someone, just it's useless. It has no
Yeah,
sense.
it's already on the market. You don't need one
We
more.
have some perfumes that we really love with the other brands, and we're not trying to. I mean, it's already been done so well. So
Yeah,
I think
we have this thing with Musc Ravageur
Yeah.
from Frédéric Malle. It's one of our favorite perfumes, each of us.
Yeah.
And we're just like, no, we're not going in this musk
Yeah.
direction. We won't beat this. Like,
Yeah, it's already
yeah.
amazing, yeah. So all the brands that launch, also the challenge is to be seen, It's very important. And if you come with another vanilla or, another clean scents.
we're coming with another vanilla
Yeah.
next year, so
No, it's not the kind
Clean
of.
vanilla
No.
with ambrosanite.
Yeah.
it's different. But yeah.
It's different,
I joke.
It wasn't our first, perfume.
No, of course.
So.
Yeah, we never actually looked at what
At-
was performing in the market, and we tried
Maybe
to
we should
conform it.
one day.
No, you're good in this way. You're good in this way.
Maybe
Probably.
we should try.
You're
But I
good
mean,
in
no,
this way.
if you want to set a trend, like that was our strategy also.
Yeah.
Like we put those different things in the wild, and we see, and also we're gonna adapt. Like we're a young brand, so we don't have also like we have to be strategic about our cash flow and everything. It's also a business, and so if we see that a fragrance is not performing at all, probably we won't reproduce it, and it will be replaced, and we'll be like either you try things and you can set a trend and it works, but then you have to take risks. Or you follow them, and then you also take the risk of never getting noticed because you're not creating anything new.
Yeah.
100% agree with you. By the way, when did you start with Ānti? 2023?
No,
Yeah.
5 months ago. Like,
End of.
5
but-
months ago.
Now we're on the market from
No,
September.
I know that you are,
Yeah.
just, but I mean, I
But we
understand.
started to really work on, I think it was September 2023.
Okay.
So like with the concept, looking for money.
So,
having many dry martinis for
Having
having
many
like
dry
brainstorming.
martinis.
Yeah.
more martinis for the brainstorming or more martinis to getting money?
Unfortunately, brainstorming.
So,
If only we could find money while drinking German.
That would be beautiful. Yeah.
sooner or later, I think it will be.
Yeah.
because we don't come from money.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we had to we did a sort of all in from what we had
Okay.
in the bank from our previous jobs, and we worked for
It
2
wasn't
years on it.
enough, unfortunately.
And so we didn't want money for money of uninterested people, and that just want to do a cash out.
Yeah.
We wanted to build something for the future and for a long time. And so all the investors and people who helped us financially actually work with us day to day. It's our commercial team, it's our production team. Like we just work. They put their money here, and they also have like us. Like we have to make it work.
So they have no choice.
Yeah.
You know, they have to work. From the beginning, I think we wanted real partnership with the people
And
who
also
invest.
people that have different skills than we.
Yeah.
We also both have different skills with Larissa.
Mhm.
She's more on the operational and down to earth digital marketing and everything, and I'm more on the creative research, historical, geeky things. And
Okay. So you're like me, and she's like my brother.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
and we just enjoy spending time together, unless you and your brother. And when you see the face of your coworkers 50 meters away, and it puts a big smile on your face, like you've done it well.
Yeah.
And that's the whole team is like this. And with Larissa, we just like never felt with like working still. Like
Yeah,
it's mostly
but it's
fun,
amazing
traveling.
to work with your best friend. You know, we never fight. So we always agree on anything. So it's really a big luxury, I think, that we have.
Which is the key of the success? The story, the fragrances, the way you move, for example, with some creators online that appreciate the brand. Which is the key?
For me, I think it's a partnership that, yes, as we said, we have our partners because each of us came with their own, how to say, not approach,
skills
but,
and background.
Skills,
and,
yeah, exactly. Because we really come from very different world. We're more young. We know some underground Paris public, would help us a lot. For example, we know a lot of photographs, as we both worked in fashion before.
Okay.
We have this kind of connections that help us to make originally, not as in normal perfume brand, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, with no budget, with our friends, basically,
Yes,
we're able
helped
to
us a
build a
lot.
very professional looking brand. And probably professional being, I don't know.
On the other hand, we have our partners who invested, who have the experience with distribution, with like 20 years of experience. So we have us with our, connections within the fashion and artsy, and them who bring the distribution. So, I think it gives us a good mix, kind of.
Yeah,
but then you need the product because...
Yeah, and also, of course, production.
We have somebody also which is very experienced.
So.
And we all became friends, so it's something very... It's actually rarely feel like working. It's just like... And also everybody has his field and is able to take decision. We work very horizontally also in Ānti.
Mm-hmm.
And we are the face of it, but we are a team behind it.
How many are you now?
7, I think.
7 people, yeah.
And
so we're still small, but
I'm not sure you actually need to.
Yeah.
If you're smart and efficient and you work in a smart way, you don't need that many people.
No.
Because it's. I don't know where I'm going. And
Cut.
For example, you see brand saying okay, this is a very unusual vanilla, and it's a very usual vanilla. And you're it's not making you say that it's true.
Yeah.
And so we try to be cohesive on what we say, what we show, and what we make and put in the bottle. And we try to have at the same time a high level of research and also a high level of simplicity and comprehensibility. But something easy to get from the first look, from the first whiff. And at the same time, when you dig in, there is more. So
you smell it, you immediately say, okay, this is, I don't know, thinking about Nashitoro. You don't think that you are in Japan if you don't know the story. You smell the fragrance, say, okay, it's clean, it's fresh, it's a bit smoky, but in a very light way. Not a skin scent, but it's a very smooth, not harsh. And then you read the story and you say, okay, you're in Japan, in this archaeological site. You say, okay, that is coherent.
Of course.
I think that the power and the huge potential of your brand is in this choice. The coherence between the fragrance, the mood you want to deliver, and the way you deliver through the storytelling.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you're right.
And
Absolutely.
Thank you. I started.
good
I started
podcast.
it off.
It's a very nice podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also we had this big attachment on storytelling, and
Yeah, but the storytelling is coherent because you said
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
the guy said, this new type of vanilla, and then it's just
Another
maltol
one, yeah.
and violin is nothing new. Okay.
But it's also the risk that we took, because another type of vanilla, it's also easy to sell.
That's true.
Everyone likes, it's simple.
and it's sometimes a problem we have because people smell what we do and they're like, oh, it's very new.
yeah.
But then they put back the blotters and they're
Yeah.
not ready yet for this newness.
Yeah. So it's a risk,
And so-
but I think you should take risk in life.
Yeah.
you
And
know,
also
if
it
you-
takes time to settle something.
especially if you're young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If-
But I'm
if-
55, so.
Okay, sorry. He is young.
And
He is
he's.
young.
Botox. It's
Yeah, but you can travel back in the time with the
Of course. Yeah.
If you make a mistake, you can correct it.
Yeah.
I chose to explain to the audience the different level of your fragrances. There are two entry level. If you don't agree with me, just tell to me.
Okay.
Are Paura dell'Acqua, which I have to be honest, is not
Yeah.
my favorite one,
Mm.
and Duke's Carpet, which instead is my favorite one. Because I'm, in fact, it's also broken because this is coming from my house. So my son is.
and you
very-
wear it a lot also. Like
Yeah.
there's a big dent in it.
Yeah. The problem is that my son took the cap and threw
Yeah.
around the house. Do you agree that these are the easiest fragrance in your collection?
We thought that about Paura dell'Acqua when we launched it, but now we understand that maybe not.
It's not that easy.
It's not that easy.
Okay.
Yes.
And also we learned that there is no rules in
Yes.
perfumery
No.
because we had
No
some
rules.
ideas in mind of okay, this will be a bestseller, or okay, this will be hard to sell and we know it,
Okay.
but fuck it, it needs to exist.
Yeah.
And finally, we're not right about a lot of things.
no.
But it's fun to be wrong.
Yeah. It's fun to be wrong. Yeah.
I will do a thing that I never did, just because you are two, and I have two fragrances. So you can choose which one you wanna talk. Ladies first. You prefer
can
Paura
talk
dell'Acqua or
about
Duke's
Duke's.
Carpet? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Because I just tell you that why I'm a big fan of Duke's Carpet, because I love citrusy.
Yeah.
I love citrus in general.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing a gin tonic fragrance since 8 years, which is Juniper
Shenanigans?
Sling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Best gin tonic ever.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is for me is more like a gin lemon.
Yeah, we don't have tonic. It's a dry martini.
It's a dry martini. It's not a gin tonic.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
one.
It's lemon.
It's juniper with a
Yeah,
twist
because
of
of the
lemon.
twist of lemon. Yes.
Dry martini with a twist.
Come
Lemon twist.
For me, it
on.
was like a gin, because I smelled it and I said, okay, gin lemon with drops of vermouth, not a dry martini. Am I wrong?
But a
I
dry
don't drink martini, by the way.
But we will later after the podcast. Like we'll
Okay,
bring you to
okay.
the bar. And,
It's 11 a.m.
yes.
Okay.
And I don't make
And it's
rules.
not Friday. So
Yeah, it doesn't. You're not making rules now.
No, it's just like
for me, it's gin, by the way.
it is gin, but
It
a dry
is
martini
gin.
is gin
But
with
dry
vermouth?
martini. Yes. Oh my God.
Oh well,
I have to drink more.
this podcast is really very bad podcast. It's getting worse.
But
It's getting worse and worse.
I'm having
Yeah,
a
so
very bad
actually
time
we
here.
used to drink so many dry martinis while working on Ānti.
Mhm.
So then we're like, we need to do a perfume about, just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And actually, it's amazing.
And then we're like, okay, what's the story of a dry martini? And it's James Bond in every mind. And
Yes.
then we were like, okay, so Ian Fleming wrote James Bond. Where did he drink? And he drank in a bar in London called the Duke's Bar. And we're like, okay, let's go there, have dry martinis. And
They're very monstrous there.
extremely strong.
Very strong.
did you drink the dry martini at the?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I,
We travel a lot, and every city we try to have we try to find the best dry martinis, and we have a world map, and we're just pinning. For now, it's a bar in New York
Yes.
winning. It's called
Okay.
Bar Goto,
I was saying which is the best.
Yeah, for me, it's the best. Yeah.
and we
So-
always agree.
Yeah.
My wife will say you should go to La Cerba and drink one.
What is La Sherba?
Is bar like next to my house,
Okay.
and so that's why. And my wife
No,
is
so it's
always
great.
there. It smells so much juniper, by the way. But the dry martini has also the vodka.
No, you can do it with vodka or with
Or
gin.
gin.
You have vodka
You're
martini.
mistaken with the Vesper.
Yeah.
The Vesper is like 2 ounces of vodka, 1 measure of Gordon, 1/2 of Quina Lillet, shaken over ice, lemon twist.
Okay,
And,
sorry.
and
I can believe.
Like, you know. Yeah.
I just want to know the story, but
Yeah,
I won't say anything else after this explanation. Like,
Yeah, so in this bar, they have this special way of doing martinis.
okay,
So they take the glass, they put some vermouth on it, and they shake, they do like that, and they throw it on the carpet, and then they pour the very, very cold gin. And that's
Okay.
why the perfume is called Duke's Carpet.
okay.
It's kind of a homage, you know, to this bar.
for breakfast is perfect.
So I don't make you talk about a boozy fragrance. Let's talk about Paura dell'Acqua. Coming back to the flowers.
Paura dell'Acqua. So
If you want this,
I love that you have your face here. It's amazing. Such a badass.
imagine to have it. Yeah, imagine to have it here.
Yeah.
Du Chafour and give it the blotters like this. I say, what the fuck? You have to convince me that I should wear this fragrance.
oh wow.
You
So-
challenge accepted.
Paura dell'Acqua. So it means fear of water in Italian. I guess most of your viewers get this. And I hope.
Probably.
And so Paura dell'Acqua, it's il rinascimento in una bottiglia.
Okay.
And
Very good.
it's like after the plague epidemic, the Black Plague that killed half of Europe population in the end of the Middle Ages, we enter the Renaissance era, and people actually fear water because they think it's transmitting the disease.
Mhm.
And they had this wonderful idea for the perfume industry that instead of taking bath, you should drench yourself in very heavy perfumes. And so that's the recreation of those perfumes. It's also like the first time we have those very diffusing perfumes, because in Murano, always, I think your viewers will know about this, but the island of Murano is still known for the glass blowers. And actually, at the beginning of the Renaissance, they were able to brew the first glass alembics.
Mhm.
And before that, it was in metal, mostly copper,
Okay.
and it was oxidizing the flowers. So for the first time in history, we have very powerful essential oils, almost as we know them today. So it didn't change much since then. And we have also those alcohol, distilled alcohol based. So we had those, projecting perfumes. And this mix of flower like tuberosa, jasmine, and rose was also the mix of flower like Caterina di Medici was using to perfume her gloves. So she did not create this trend of perfume gloves, but she spread the fashion through Europe. So that's why we have this suede leather, also a core that remind those gloves. And we just love the name Paura dell'Acqua.
The name
It's
is
just
So
like-
drama.
It's drama.
the name is very cool, and that's why I don't like it. No, I'm joking.
And also we were thinking, I don't know if you saw the series White Lotus.
no,
Ah. So you don't know who I'm talking about. So there is this personage there, the Tanya.
She's
So
played by Stifler's mom, Jennifer
of course.
Coolidge.
Okay, I know.
And
So-
that you know, huh?
so we wanted to do, because we love her so much, we wanted to kind of do an homage and also had her in mind while doing Paura dell'Acqua.
Okay.
And so it's like she's this very rich American tourist, and she's talking too loud. She has like big boobs, big hair, big glasses, and she's like cosplaying Monica Vitti, and just like the hotel owner is just like thinking, "You look like Peppa Pig," and
I know very well that one.
yeah.
Very expert.
And so, and for the people who watch the series Paura dell'Acqua, you'll get it.
You'll get it, yeah.
You'll get it without spoilers.
Yeah.
And
So there's always this, like, as I said, note of humor that we also, want to add when we work and when we brief our perfumers.
historical research and
With
and
some,
pop culture's references.
Yeah.
People like this because too many times perfumery has been too much serious, too much
Yeah.
dream about what? About what? We are saving life? No.
No.
We are selling emotions.
Yeah.
So
It's the most useless job in the world.
it's beautiful, but it's the most useless job in the world. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I chose this, but I agree.
Yeah, us too. We don't save lives, We're
We're
just
not
doing
sorry, we're
We're
perfumes.
just making
yeah.
people cry.
You said that it's very diffusive as a fragrance, but for me, it's also very transparent. It's very watery in the sense of the name.
True.
All this watery effect is given by the rose.
Yeah, also.
Probably its transparency, yeah, is given by the rose, the lightness of it.
Yeah.
But to us, it's not that pure and transparent, to be honest. We actually, when we were talking with Sidoni on this perfume, we were like, when you think it's a bit too vulgar, go a bit further, and then we're good.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, it's the idea of this woman having too much money, and when she enters the plane, the economy class knows it. And now it's funny because when we created this, we thought it was like heavy, a bit vulgar, a bit everything, and finally, it's very elegant people
It is elegance.
who buys it,
It's-
and it
yeah.
has a sort of transparency that we did not intend, to be honest.
Yeah.
But be nice, don't wear Power de l'Aqua at the restaurants. Like it's just like it makes a bubble around you, and it's like
It's projective, yeah, but it's still very elegant.
Yeah,
Because we
it's still
always,
elegant.
yeah, we can't not be elegant.
Tanya is elegant.
Of
it
course,
looks.
in her
It's
own
Jennifer
way,
Coolidge, like,
yeah.
she's the queen of queens.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
Next level, intermediate. With these two fragrances, we are probably travel in the most archaeological environment you describe with your fragrances.
Yeah.
We have from one side bust, so we're coming back to the pyramids period,
Yeah.
ancient Egypt, and on the other you have Nashitor. Again, which one you want to start with?
I can start with bust.
Okay.
The first.
Are you happy to have Nashitor?
yeah, of course.
Okay. By the way, you said that this podcast is unpolite, so
This podcast is unpolite.
let's go with bust. The fragrance probably started all.
Yeah, it's our first from the range. The name comes from Bastet,
Mm-hmm.
which was the Egyptian goddess with the head of a cat. We like cats. We even have 2 cats.
Like all the 55 years old.
Yes,
Women?
exactly. I'm more dogs, but
Okay.
I like his cats. His cats are very cool.
They're like dog cats.
They're like dog cats, yeah. So yes, Bast is
They're
is
still
a
listening to us.
yeah.
I hope so.
So it says constructed with an overdose of incense. There is frankincense. There is also vanilla a bit, and there is opening with the cardamom, which gives it really like a spiciness, and it's kind of like a protective blend that we wanted to make, so you can put it on yourself when you want, like a protective shield kind of. So it's very warm, very cozy, maybe more wintry, but not only because of the cardamom, it gives some kind of freshness. So it also works, I think, in spring.
Mid-season.
Yeah, mid-season. I love it. It's the one I wore the most, I think, from our range, and you too.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
It's such an easy reach, and I don't know. Yeah, as Larissa said, it's a sort of armor, and it gives you like power in a way. Like to me, it works this way. As a slightly anxious person, when I have to face people or pretend I know what I'm doing, this is my go-to, and it happens a lot actually. So
Like right now.
yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah, please. Keep more.
Yeah.
I had this conversation with Bertrand Duchaufour 2 days before I discovered the brand, and he explained me many things about incense.
Actually, the first version we had of Bast was by Bertrand Duchaufour.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we hesitate between Bertrand's version and Sidoni's
We
version.
hesitated very much.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
love
funny.
Bertrand's version too.
Yeah.
They are like very different.
What I read about Sidonie was the idea of delivering under a technical point of view, the two aspects of the different extraction of incense you get with the essence. The
Yes.
essence has this bright and fresh aspect that with the cardamom is boosted. And so you have the spice before, the papyrus in the middle, and then this soft shield
Yes.
given by this mix of incense.
Yes.
People that love incense go crazy. For us.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Actually, in the story also of the Ānti, and the Ānti was not burnt. It was a resin
Yeah.
that the pharaohs used to wear, or actually,
Kind of a bomb.
like
Yes,
a bomb.
like
and it
a
was
bomb.
in solid form, and it was so you didn't have the burnt part.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very angry because I knew this story. I wanted to say.
Oh, please do it. We can
Yeah,
cut it.
okay.
Yeah.
No, no.
It's your podcast.
I told you that I've studied about this. Come on. Even if you are not at the intermediate level, you will love Bust, by the way.
Yeah.
You chose like two that for me will be the ingredients of 2026, which are rice and pear. And I also hope that Nashi Toro will be among
Thank
his
May you be right.
most successful fragrances.
Yeah.
Very cuddle.
Yeah, it's so comforting. That's like
very
this is made by Karine Vachon-Spener, and she has this capacity of making things that makes you feel so like cozy, and it's like a sort of hug and like a gentle touch. At the same time, it has a lot of character
Yeah.
because it's pretty unique,
It's very unique.
but it seems pretty evident
And also here the work with the incense I think is very interesting. Spices on one side, fruity notes on the other, different smoky notes,
yeah, of course.
different olfactory profiles, and the structure built on it is very coherent with the raw materials.
And here it's constructed with the rice note is made with a rice bran absolute, upcycled material, and because it's actually a sake
Sub-product,
production byproduct. When you make sake, you have to polish the rice.
Okay.
And so you discard a lot of the rice bran part. And so here you extract this discarded product as a precious flower with solvent. And so you have this very naturality. It has this grainy textures. And Karine here made a play on the texture, the grainy texture of the rice and the grainy texture of the pear. Because the pear has this slightly sandy quality when you had it in the house.
Yeah.
And here you can actually smell the texture and the taste. And so it makes this very photorealistic impression of the pear. The tasted in Japanese culture and cuisine are very like dimmed, very subtle.
Yeah.
And it's not bold, like for example in I don't know, like Mexican cuisine when a lot of spice, a lot of
or Moroccan.
a lot of moves in the taste. It's all about very subtle
Delicacy.
and delicate taste, and I think that's also what's in this perfume. Like Bass, for example, is a bit in your face. Like you have the cardamom, you have the incense, and here it's just like very subtle, very like blends in a good way. Like it's like a bowl of white rice. It's like it's so simple and so good at the same time, and it has this sort of.
You wanna add something else? We go to the.
We can go to the next.
Yeah.
So
it is pro gamer. What was it?
Pro gamer.
Pro gamer.
Pro gamer. We're finally arrived to the pro level. So for everybody, if you are a nerd of fragrances, just keep to this point. But again, Larissa, which one do you want to start with?
I don't see which one is the second.
Les Jardinières from one side and Rose Antica from the other.
I can do Rose Antica. Yeah. Or you want
No. You always decide in the end.
Rose Antiqua, was inspired by archaeological founds from Pompeii, where actually 15 years ago there was some research and they found an old perfume shop where actual people from Pompeii would go. It had these small fioles, amphoras, amphoras with Damascene rose infused in olive oil. So it was actually the perfume born in Pompeii before it crushed, unfortunately, by the volcano. And that's why I added some ashy notes, to add some drama to it. And we have this modern twist, is a blackcurrant in the opening, because they always allowed a modern twist in our perfumes. Juiciness.
And also works very well with rose.
Yes, exactly. So it's actually the rose. I think it's a unique one on the, I never smelled anything like this.
No. The first time I was smelling Vanilla Absolute, Luli, but also many other people told me it smells like olive. And so, it's rose. We thought it was there's a usual stuff with vanilla, but it's not. Vanilla is incredible.
Yeah.
It's so bright.
It has a darker side also behind it, which is like, it's constructed in contrast, I think, to me.
Yeah.
You have this freshness, like it just looks like you're putting your nose into a fresh rose. And then you have this like greasy, a bit like
in Italian we say viscoso.
Yeah. You have the texture of like slowly dripping.
Viscous.
It was actually like I think the archaeologists did a chromatography.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was an article in actually it's something very trivial. And they had this little article that popped out explaining that there was already like commercial trades for perfumery between Turkey and Pompeii,
Yeah.
and also that distillation was not there yet. It's invented later, and so that they had this very old process of infusing flowers in fat.
Mm-hmm.
And here is not animal fat like it normally does. Normally they do it on animal fat,
Yeah.
and here it was olive oil, and we had this thing like, rose and olive oil, does it work? And it does. And
It does, yeah.
it's a very simple idea that we find like doing our research, and it's a rose oil.
Grandparents of the enfleurage.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
also the first one shot from Sidonie. We didn't
Yeah, yeah.
really do it any, so it was smell like, oh,
And we
that's
watched
it.
each other like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
it's
Incredible.
it's
That's
better
it.
than what we had in mind.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Before I said to Brieuc that if you want to do a green fragrance, you have to be crazy, because only crazy people like green fragrance. But also, Luc Maffei told me that only those who really love perfumery can understand greens. You add the Marc Antoine sign, and that's why this is a pro level.
To me, it's not a complicated one, but what do I know? It's just like,
You don't
to
know
me,
what he
it
does.
smells like spring. It makes you smile. I think it's a very easy one, and yes, it's a green perfume. It's very green. You have the freshly cut grass,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, you don't have this sort of crushed bug aldehyde that some people are.
That's Romanda coriander.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the Romanda-
And when you ask people like randomly, what's your favorite smell in the world? Like freshly cut grass is something that comes a lot.
A lot, yeah.
Like petrichor, like the smell of rain. Here, what we try to do with this one is like to have this moment when you're at the florist and they use the scissors on the stems, and you have this like lymph of the flower,
Yeah.
and you have this sort of aquatic freshness, and it smells like bright green,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like fresh. And this is like one of the briefing we did to Marc Antoine was like a bouquet of lilies, which is a royal flower, but without the head, which is what happened to Marie Antoinette. And so you have this green stems, so it's a floral, but without any petals. And also it smells like solar, like you have this sort of sunny vibe, like.
And how Marc Antoine had this solar note? Because usually they use flowers to add solar notes.
I think there is like a slight touch of monoi or something.
Okay.
Honeysuckle buds.
Yeah.
You have magnolia.
Magnolia.
You have
You have the nettle,
lentisk
absolute,
also.
lentisk, ortica.
Yeah, because Marc Antoine loves
Yes.
weird herbs.
Actually, this one was most hard for us to make.
Yeah.
We had a lot of tests on the Le Jardinier.
But that's also at the beginning we had this idea of Marie Antoinette having this party in her garden of Le Petit Trianon, and we had this idea of having like leftover coupes of champagnes from the day before, and so we had this sort of oxidized wine, champagne bubbly things, and we had in our mind like Marie Antoinette champagne garden. It was working, but in the end, like those winey notes, what are actually bringing down the freshness of it, and that's where Marc Antoine said actually like, okay, fuck champagne. But let's put this flowers in bucket of champagne.
Yeah.
And that's where he did the twist, and he took out one of our idea of the brief, and that's how we ended up having this.
And
like,
how it worked finally,
and now it's understandable because we had this thing we talked before about the readability of our perfumes, and it was too complex, going all over the place. And actually, the beauty of it is in its simplicity. Like even if it's very complex, it has a lot of essence. You smell freshly cut grass in a garden in the spring, and that's it.
Or if you like when you enter the florist shop, for me it's this, like you have these freshly cut flowers put in water buckets,
In which
1772, just before the head of Marie Antoinette will roll. It's her in her garden cosplaying
Poverty.
poverty, like pretending she's a little farmer, and the whole French people are like, we want her head, and she's like happy.
Let them eat cake.
Yeah. And we wanted this innocence, this sort of like, oh, everything is fine.
Yeah.
Fragrance, and in the
Everything
world
is
we live in
great.
today, I think it's needed, this kind of like delusion. And
For sure.
so yeah, that's the perfume of it.
Yeah.
probably if you know the brand, you will know also which one is the goat, and it's based on one of the most polarizing ingredients in the perfumery, which is cumin. Before, Larissa said that we wanted a fragrance that smells like Timothée Chalamet armpit.
Yes.
What a weird idea, Larissa.
I think that is your idea, and
I won't
you
say.
just
Yeah,
be
you-
your ambassador to say this.
Nah, I mean,
I just really love this movie.
Going by your name.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind
and I
of
really love armpits.
actually, yeah, it's the most gay perfume that we have, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, do
Do
you
you
think
think
there are
so?
more that we are much gayer? I think.
I think a bit more Le Jardinier than this one.
We
Oh, yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, a lot of people now on the internet are calling this perfume the perfume of heated rivalry. The series. It's a
Of
series.
what?
You don't watch
okay,
TV
okay,
series.
okay.
Yeah.
But it's a gay hockey romance.
Okay,
People are saying like
Thank you.
it's smelling like this.
don't say the name,
You don't say the name.
It has been cut. It's armpity.
but it's crunchy. I don't know. Sometimes when you smell armpit, is always they always try to contrast this the sweat and the bad scent with floral notes, something that is always linked to clean scent.
Here we
Yeah.
did the opposite.
Here
Is
it's not very clean.
We had
No.
the Salvia officinalis
Yes.
and the animalic notes. We have the white pepper, which is
pepper.
bringing more.
Animalic
Animalic
notes again.
notes.
It is so well balanced.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
And
It's
then you have the vetiver in the backbone that brings a more masculine, classic type cologne. Because it's kind of constructed as a classic cologne also in a way. It has this freshness, like a light eau de toilette. It has something very bright, fresh that you want to drench yourself in it. And here you have the Marc-Antoine made a twist with a wheat absolute
Mhm.
in the base notes, and that is bringing this sort of creaminess
Yeah,
and
it's
sort of softness to it, and it's like rounding the edges. Because when we talk about all these notes and all these animalics and all this sweaty vibe, it's just like, who wants to smell this? And so this is still very wearable.
yes.
Mhm.
And actually, it's a critic we had on, I don't know if it's a Fragrantica or Profumo.
And
But
yeah.
somebody was like, you promise me sweat. This is way too...
It's way too variable.
Yeah.
You know?
Like,
No, it's because there are some people who smell it and they're like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they're disgusted, but I don't have it at all.
About the storytelling,
So
what can you tell us?
here we got inspired by the novel that Marguerite Yourcenar wrote. That is a famous French author.
Yeah.
And one of her most famous book is called Mémoires d'Adrien, Memories of Hadrian.
Amazing.
And so
book.
it's a historical novel, which is
Also
very...
philosophy.
Yeah.
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 But it's a very new, it's weirdly easy to read, and it has this big part of the novel about the love story of the Emperor Adrian, so the Roman Emperor, and the Greek Antinos. And Antinos sacrificed himself, that's a legend. He sacrificed himself by drowning himself when he was 20 to bring luck to the Emperor. And so such a powerful move for Adrian that he made him a god. And so he had statues of the size of god statues normally. And the cult of Antinos began at this time. And he was considered the most hot boy in the Mediterranean. And so all the sculptors, the painters, used him as a sort of beauty canon of masculinity. And still today, like, it's very impactful on aesthetic of young masculinity and
As you like to say, he's the first twink of humanity.
history. The OG twink.
It is the guest.
And so we wanted this.
He speaks about it so well.
And the gods at this time, so we're in the 2nd century. Antinous sacrificed himself in 129. And so, we don't care. He's dead.
Many years ago.
Yeah. And so he was honored with sage, which was a common offer for gods at the time. And also cumin at this time was the most expensive spice. So it was also money and the biggest gift you could do to gods. Yeah, we moved from there, like cumin, sage, they has this sweaty animalic vibe. And then there is this love story in the Mediterranean. So we wanted to have this aromatic perfume in our range also. And something like, it feels like a summer love story, but make it godly. Like
A legendary godly story.
Yeah.
Love story.
Love story.
By the way, the name you maybe understood is, of course, Antinous. I try to keep it secret, but it's obvious for those who already know the brand. Technically speaking, is 100% new. I've never smelled something like this. This is something you
Yeah.
need to try.
And to us also, it's like, to me at least, I don't know if you have the same feeling, Larissa, but we have a salty skin core in it. And when you've been to the sea and then the sun is like warming your skin up, and you have this sort of, it smells like sun on your skin after sea salt, like a sea salt.
That's more content.
Totalmente. Totalmente?
We started this interview asking if Ānti will be a brand that will be part of the future of perfumery. I hope that Larissa and Brieuc explain you why this brand will be one of the most original creation in the next few years. I hope that you will try this brand as soon as possible. I remember you that there is a beautiful discovery set when you can try all the fragrances. Or if you are like a crazy guy, just buy Antino's and you will be happy. I will say this. You want to
blind buy Antino's if you have balls.
Yeah.
If you have balls, you go directly to blind buy Antino's. You want to
I
say
think
hi
you
to the audience?
try Ānti. Please help us.
Help!
They need to buy martini. So,
Yes.
Those martini, won't buy themselves. So it's like...
And it was amazing. It was actually the first time we do a podcast. It was very cool. I really enjoyed it.
First and the last.
First and the last.
Thank you so much for having us, and also like it's so cool to be able to talk that much in depth of each of them, and the creative process, the business side, how we worked as a duo, and the whole team behind us. Also, like that's cool. We feel very privileged to be here.
Very much.
This podcast is done for this. If the people of this industry talk, I think that most of them are very positive and they bring a very good experience.
Yeah.
And I thought that you just did what I expected from you, and I'm very happy to have you here.
Thanks.
Hope to see you in 5 years, not working well, enjoying martini on some beautiful Milan terrace. Today is raining, so this is not a beautiful day. That's the problem.
It's always a good day for martini. Come on.
Rain?
Who cares?
Thanks God this podcast is over.
No.